Yeah, as Colin said, my name's Conrad, and in the early stages of launching my new business, which is called Pa55. What Pa55 is it's an educational website that hopes to educate young people on global issues, but not in a boring way. We want it to be engaging, creative, and yeah, just get young people interested in issues that really matter. I'm going to start off the presentation by just asking you guys a couple of questions. So, who here today has got a bottle of water with them? That's about 80%. Just keep your hand up for me. Girl there, do you know how many years it takes a bottle of water to decompose?
A lot. I've got an aluminium
Oh,
bottle.
that's okay. Who's got a plastic bottle? Out of 80%, I picked up a plastic bottle. How many years to decompose? No idea. Anyone else know the answer? Okay, it takes 450 years for a single bottle of water to decompose in landfill. So if you recycle it, it's obviously different, but less than 20% of bottles of water actually do get recycled. So how many of you knew that? Yep, okay. Who's had chicken nuggets in the last 7 days?
Be honest.
Out of those people, how many knew that over 50 billion chickens are slaughtered every year for human consumption? And you still eat them? That's good. And the third and final question is, who can name the lady on the left-hand side? 100%. Who can name the man on the right-hand side? 0%? Yep. So the lady on the left, which you all know, is Kim Kardashian, who made a porn video. And the man on the right is Mr. Santos, who won the 2016 Nobel Prize Award for stopping internal war that's been going on in Colombia for 52 years, which killed more than 225,000 people. So I guess the point of that little exercise was to demonstrate how much we really don't know what's going on in the world and how much we really don't know the little things that we're doing that are actually affecting our planet and everyone's futures, our kids' futures. And yeah, I guess that's what got me to launching this project. Is I wasn't sure if my kids were going to grow up with the benefits that I did, or grow up in the world that I've been so lucky and fortunate to grow up in. So that is, yeah, the main backbone of my business and why I decided to do what I'm doing. Two things that I don't necessarily approve of. One is the mainstream media, and one is the schooling system. Being a creative person growing up, I didn't fit into the schooling curriculum. And that's why I've taken this step to make educational, or creative educational system, and also news, which is actually relevant and that we actually need to know, not trivial so much. So what I did is I got together 6 topics that I thought really was something that we all needed to learn, and they were climate change, physical and mental well-being, which is illness, inequality, deforestation, water pollution, and animal cruelty. Now, I'm just going to show you my website. No one's actually seen my website, so you guys are the first ones to see it. And if you have any critical or feedback, please get in touch with me after this presentation. So what I've done is I've created 6 robots who have been made from the web of life. The web of life has gone absent, and that is why the world is going in a negative way, which it is. But before the web of life went missing, it created robots from the debris and the pollution that humans have left on the planet. So robot number 1's Kid Cloud, and it deals with climate change. Robot number 2 is Coach Aid, and it deals with physical and mental well-being. Robot number 3 is Professor Wrights, who deals with inequality. Robot number 4 is Inspector Plant, who looks after deforestation. Robot number 5 is Captain Tidy, who looks after water pollution. And robot number 6 is W0rld, who looks after animal cruelty. So what I've done is I've created these robots, and they're a language for children to connect with the topics at hand. So the next part is a news segment on the website, which will be updated on a regular basis, where kids can come and read stories about positive and negative news events that are happening throughout the world. We'll click on this one for argument's sake. So it's all about renewable car tyres, and they've actually found a way to make car tyres out of grass and out of grass and compost waste. So just little things like that that kids can come and learn about, and then I've obviously integrated my characters to sort of bring the whole thing together. There's a learn section, which is sort of like an encyclopedia where kids can come and learn about words like greenhouse gases, learn about healthy eating, how will global warming affect animals, and then they click through and they can learn all about the different greenhouse gases. It's easy to read, there's not too much content, and then we've used imagery to really tie in the characters with the story. I'm going to be looking at art classes at a later date, so I want to teach kids on the topics and then get them to draw their own robots and say how those robots are going to help solve the problem in the same way. It's not so much about the robot, it's about them thinking creatively and thinking how that robot's going to solve the problem, which is actually mentally ingrained in them, how they're going to help solve the problem. So those are classes. And then we're going to be putting on events like clean-up events, educational events, just meet and greets with like-minded people that don't necessarily fit into the mainstream social circles, all that sorts of thing. There's a submit section where kids can draw and upload their own robots. And then when you scroll over, it says a little bit about them. And I'll just read one. Like, this is how amazing kids' imaginations are. So this little one's called Blast. It was sent to us by Maddox, who's 5 years old. My robot can transform into a rocket because I believe humans will need to leave Earth if people keep mistreating the planet. Like, that was from a 5-year-old. Like, they're so switched on, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get things that we need to know that, just become second nature to them, so that when they get to our age, they're not getting forced to read, boring articles about recycling or this and that. It's actually ingrained into their subconscious, so they just do it without being aware. And I'll read you one more just because they're funny. This is MuscleBot. I made MuscleBot with big muscles so it can help guard the animals from hurtful humans. So the kids are very aware with what's going on around us. And then the final stage of the project is activities. And this is where the younger generation, that 5 and 6-year-olds that can't necessarily read all the content, it still gets them involved. So these are going to be activities that they can download, print out at home, and still learn something. So this is helping Ranger Wild guess these endangered species, and they have to rejumble the words and say what the particular species is. So there's only 1 or 2 of each sub-project in each category at this point, because, as I said, the website has not launched yet. So that's pretty much a rundown of the website. And then I'll just go back to my presentation. Oh. Okay, so Colin asked me to ask you guys an assignment question, which is what I need help with. Now, I'm a 30-year-old. I don't have kids. None of my friends have kids who are between the ages of 5 and 15, which is my target market. So you guys are all young, you're all active thinkers, you're all in somewhat the scene that I'm looking to connect with. So my question for you all today is, how can I get my project into the hands of my target market? So you've seen my characters, you've seen the direction that I want to take this. So what I'd like you guys to do is come up with a marketing campaign, a marketing strategy, and then hopefully that can also be used as an investment pitch. Because in the next 12 months, I would love to get an app developed. I'd love to get a TV show or a game or something like that, which is $100,000, which unfortunately I don't have. Because if I did, I'd be in the Bahamas right now not talking to you. So yeah, that is your project assignment. And the slogan is protect your future.